everybody. Welcome to the Get Woke Go Broke News Show. Disney and Bob Iger have been implicated in at least a dozen potential crimes. This is serious, so serious. I'm gonna let you see a lawyer from Florida talk about this who knows all about this stuff. You're not gonna believe this. Here we go.
Disney has been implicated in over a dozen potential crimes in a bombshell audit released in the state of Florida to the Florida governor and by the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, which is a successor to the Reedy Creek Improvement District. This is, of course, related to the decades of Disney corruption controlling RCID and the dirty dozen crimes that they are going to be investigated for and potentially held responsible for. Of course, we're going to break it down and summarize it all here on this channel, The Legal Mindset, by yours truly, Andrew Esquire, Florida attorney on The Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. We're going to start this off with crime number one, which is theft and misappropriation of public funds. So starting off here, Reedy Creek Improvement District, when it was controlled by Disney, when it was controlled by Disney employees, Disney agents, when there was direct capture of this specific district by Disney, they took funds that were supposed to be allocated solely to the district and used them for Disney purposes. This ranges from a wide latitude of funds from, for example, funds that were supposed to be used for policing for the entire district, for all landowners, not just Disney, and they took those funds and used them for policing of solely Disney property. Going forward, they also had parking garages, the lime, grapefruit, and orange garages. They used public bond funds to build those, which solely benefit Disney and Disney properties and not the other landowners in the district. They cannot be used by everybody in the district. They're not truly a public thing. They are for specifically Disney Springs. And going forward, they also had other resources, other things like the public assets that were bought with bond money, the water, electric, hot water systems, which are controlled by Disney and which Disney will not even allow the district to inspect, despite the fact that they own them. They own these public assets, and Disney is taking them away, is depriving them from the district. Therefore, that is not just misappropriation, but theft of public funds, theft of public assets. They are on the hook for that. Every single dollar that goes to a government must be spent for a public purpose, must be spent for a government purpose. And Disney in the Magic Kingdom is not a public purpose, and therefore they're going to be investigated for this crime. Next is misuse of public position. This is potential crime number two. Now, misuse of public position occurs when any public official, anybody who belongs to a local government, including a special district, corruptly uses or attempts to use their position or any property which they are entrusted with to perform their duties to secure a special privilege, benefit, or exemption for himself, herself, or others. Guys, this is 100% the special benefits that Disney provided to RCID employees. They were supposed to be neutral, separate government employees, but instead Disney corrupted them. They took them in. They gave them special benefits, special discounts, special relationships with Disney for decades. And this is absolutely going to fall under investigation for misuse of public position, which is found under statute 112.313 of the Florida statute. So they are absolutely going to be scrutinized for this one as crime number two. Crime number three is bribery. So number three, we have bribery. Bribery is under statute number 838 of the Florida statutes. And essentially, you've got Disney offering employees, offering management, offering professionals, all sorts of perks, hotel benefits, invitations to exclusive cast member events, cast member discounts, access to cast member back-end incentive programs, access to cast member only type passes, passes. All of these things fall under bribery. These are effectively bribery of public officials to side with Disney against the interests of the public at large and also of the other taxpayers in Disney. The district RCID was supposed to think of everybody. And by everybody, I mean the public, the general public, not just Disney. Yes, Disney was the primary landowner, but that does not mean they can do whatever they want as a private corporation with a public entity or government. And that's why they would fall under bribery for attempting to coerce the management and the actual board of supervisors. Next, we have official misconduct as number 4. So with official misconduct, we're talking about any public servant that is an employee or any appointed official that is an elected official, somebody who is on the board of supervisors of Reedy Creek, the former board of Reedy Creek. Yeah, all of those folks concealing information, hiding information, falsifying information, lying, all of that is going to be official misconduct, and that is a criminal penalty under Florida law. They can be punished under Florida law for acting in an improper way while they're in the role of public servants. Public servants serve the public. They don't serve Disney, and that's why it's criminal behavior. Number 5 is breach of fiduciary duty. The administrators, the folks running the district, had a duty to look out for the finances of the district, for the well-being of the district, to protect public funds, to protect taxpayer funds. And because of that, because they neglected that, because both the upper management and the supervisors knowingly allowed those funds, which they were entrusted with, they were entrusted to protect, to go out to Disney, to go out with no due diligence, no background, no research, just giving Disney millions of dollars for nothing. Yeah, that's a breach of fiduciary duty, and that is once again something that can be punished under state civil and criminal law. Number 6 is fraud and false statements. Now, this is actually tricky because it's both a federal and a state crime. So Disney has lied, not just in their SEC filings by failing to disclose all of their shady business regarding RCID, but on top of that, they made false statements to the legislature, to the state, to the Department of State. They falsified, it appears, their financial records. So all of these things that are going together, they put benefits, taxable things that should have been put down as taxable benefits, as administrative costs. These types of things are absolutely false statements. They're absolutely fraudulent statements. And these are things that are punishable both under federal law and under state law. So Disney is doomed in a criminal sense under both of those if they are brought to trial. Number 7 and 8 will cover together as they relate to the bonds, and that is public offering fraud and also MSRB violations, rule violations. Of course, the MSRB is the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board, and they control all public bonds that are issued by states, local governments, and obviously, as in this case, special districts, my specialty. Now, this is my bread and butter. We spend hours going over bond documents to make sure they're correct, to make sure every little thing you say, everything in that document is spot on, is actually accurate. I have spent countless hours of my life making sure that public offerings for bonds are accurate, that everything included in them is as accurate as we can base it on current information. But Disney instead decided to do something different. They decided to obfuscate. They decided to fail to disclose all of the material facts. They failed to disclose the way they were running RCID. They failed to disclose the fact that RCID was not being run as Walt intended, as a vehicle for building a city and social services and providing things to the public, but instead was being run solely for the benefit of Disney. And in addition to that, they used bond funds, which should have been used for the benefit of all taxpayers as well as the public, for things like garages that solely benefited Disney. Right? These are things that they should have disclosed. They should have put out there because, frankly, the bond owners probably wouldn't have funded things if they knew they were just going to Disney, where they would have charged them a corporate rate, a taxable rate, because they're using them for a private purpose. But instead, Disney decided to go cheap and go for the tax-free bonds that were enabled by RCID. In addition to that, they also were supposed to maintain roads. They were supposed to keep them up to a certain standard. That was part of the bond conditions. They didn't do that. They deferred maintenance. They pushed it off when they should have been focusing on making things right as they were required by the bond documents. And that's why they violated both their public offerings in those bonds and the MSRB rules. Number 9 is falsification of records. This is a state crime. So you're looking at all of this is decades of documents that Disney has filed incorrectly. They failed to disclose their conflicts, failed to disclose their professionals are working for both Disney and the district, failed to disclose proper financials. They've never had a proper independent audit. They've been accounting in an improper way. They haven't been tracking major expenditures, millions of dollars flowing to Disney. Well, it just happens because that's the way it happens. You've got records that are suddenly missing, that are concealed, that they won't show to the state or they won't show to the CFTOD. Yeah, these are all things that can potentially fall under falsification of records as a state crime. And of course, once again, it gets dirtier for Disney. Next is securities fraud at number 10. Securities fraud as it relates to both the bonds, but also Disney's documents, Disney's filings. They failed to disclose the risk to their shareholders. They should have informed them that they had all of these massive conflicts, that they had these complicated relationships, that they were running RCID, Disney was running RCID as an alter ego. None of that was disclosed in their securities documents. That wasn't told to shareholders. If you look at Disney, which according to their analysis, 85% of the total value, the stock value of Disney currently is due to its theme park value. Let me just push that one more time. 85% is related to theme parks, the largest of which is Walt Disney World in Florida. This puts a massive amount of Disney's value on its theme parks, particularly on what's going on in Disney World. So disclosing the risks to Disney World in Florida is absolutely a prime duty of Disney to its shareholders, and it failed that in this instance, and therefore there's criminal implications. Next, number 11 is misuse of federal funds. Now, I know what you guys might say, like, whoa, what federal funds? Well, listen, over the decades, governments have been eligible to receive relief, help, support programs, grants, any federal funding, any funding that was received over the past decades, if it was not specifically earmarked and used for the right purposes, that is going to be suspect. And it seems that some of the funds, which may have been given to Disney, may have been allocated as they should not have been allocated. They may have had some fuzzy accounting. And if you touch those federal dollars at all, you have a duty to use them correctly, to use them properly and for their intended purpose. And because of Disney's looking like shady accounting, they may be at risk for misuse of federal funds as well. And last but not least, we've got, well, you guys smash the like button because you like this content and making sure you're subscribed to this channel because, of course, we're going to be bringing you more good Disney content on this channel as we cover this top to bottom. But okay, number 12, without the T's, is RICO, racketing and corrupt practices. This is the same thing that's been used on the mafia. It was used against Papa Trump. And in a weird twist of events, it's going to be used against Bob Iger. Yes, Bob Iger is going to be on the line for RICO because this particular statute is very broad and because there, in this case, is bribery. There's potential corruption of public officials. These are things that can fall under RICO, securities fraud, can fall under RICO as part of an enterprise. They ran RCID as an enterprise for bribery, control, and graft, for inappropriate public gain. This is absolutely something that now, looking at this audit, looking at the facts, we can say, yeah, RICO, Disney, makes sense. And this is massive. This is huge because it implies all levels of the federal government having to get in on investigating Disney, as well as the state of Florida. You've got the IRS, the SEC, you can have the FBI, all sorts of level of investigation on Disney here today. And this is not good for Disney's stock price.
Get woke, go broke. Ain't no joke. Get woke, go broke. You're so down.